All right. I tell you what, guys, we're sorry we're a little bit late. We're supposed to start at 6 o'clock, but God bless George Diaz and the good people at Broadway Comedy Club. Give a shout out to George, our technician, our mentor. So welcome to our first edition of Boxing Talk with Q&A. I'm the Q, Quentin Hatch.
And I'm the A, Andre Kim.
And what we're going to do mostly talk about boxing, upcoming fights from a comics point of view. It's going to be a little funny, a little serious. We're going to have arguments, which we always do, because, we always think that we're right about different matches. And, we're going to talk about the McGregor fight with Mayweather. Money Mayweather, this Saturday night, the 26th. We're going to get more into that depth, but let's go back to about a week or so ago when Terrence Crawford threw down.
Woo!
Now, let me tell you something. Terrence Crawford is a beast, and the fact that they were actually doing a fight that it was supposed to be like a unification bout, and the guy he beat had two of the four belts. This man got beat up so bad. I don't remember his last name. Was it Usa? I don't know who it was, but it was a Latin guy.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to have been a beast because they actually showed a fight that he had with a European guy, and he pummeled him.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even a match. It was almost like your father said you didn't finish your homework. Pop.
Right.
But now he came in and he got wrecked.
In the third round.
So now Terrence Crawford, Garcia, you know what? Never have anything to drink before you do a podcast. Terrence Crawford, and I'm lying, I hit him with lemon water. Terrence Crawford is calling out people.
Wow, I love it. That's a great move on his part.
Because he mentioned one time. Keith one time Thurman. You know why they call him one time, right?
Because you only fight him one time.
No, you don't fight him one time. Oh, Lord, you have to do your homework. He was actually quoted as saying, Keith, why did he call you one time Thurman? He said, because all it takes
is one time.
One time for me to hit you.
Yeah.
Just one time.
That's true.
You only fight me one time. And I don't want no rematch. Don't want no rematch. So he's calling out one time Thurman. I think he even offered a fight with him and Errol Spence Jr. So the welterweights are looking really hot. And that what brings me to this fight coming up this Saturday. The Mayweather-McGregor fight is overshadowing another big fight this weekend. Is the return of
Miguel Cotto.
See, I knew you did your homework. Miguel Cotto is fighting Yoshiro Kamaguchi. See, you know what? It's kind of sad when people win belts and we don't even know their names because they haven't been in the news, they haven't been on television enough. But this guy that he's fighting in his comeback, because I didn't know that he hasn't fought since he lost to Canelo.
Really?
He has not been in the ring since he fought Canelo. He was supposed to fight James Kirkland.
Right.
That fight got postponed. It was supposed to be his farewell match. He said, win, lose, or draw, him and James Kirkland, it's my last. He said, it's my last match.
Wow.
I don't want to fight no more. I'm taking my pink gloves, my pink boots, and I'm sailing off into the sunset. But he did. He said he's going to have one more fight. Even after this one Saturday night, he wants to continue his career.
You know what's funny is I was watching Miguel fight Floyd on YouTube the other day.
Yeah.
And I forgot how much of a fight he put up.
Oh, yeah.
Floyd had a bloody nose.
Oh, yeah. He actually, I think, next to, Sugar Shane only really beat him up the first 2, maybe 3 rounds. But Miguel Cotto, him and Marcus Maidana were the two people that really, they took Floyd into deep water. And he had to really suck it up and prove that he was a champion. Because he said, everybody has a game plan until they get in the ring. Right. Which is true. Because even, one of my all-time favorite fighters, Manny Pacquiao, he, it didn't work out.
Yeah. What about Zab? Zab did a good job against
Floyd. Zab did a good job, but after maybe the 6th, 7th round, he kind of decided, it ain't going to happen. If you notice the fight, he kind of like, he was taking it to him, but then when he got to the championship rounds, he just kind of like, all right, listen, I'm going to get that check.
Yeah, he hit him with some great straight lefts to the body.
Oh, yeah. And was it the fight when they said that, because I think it was ruled a knockdown or something. I think either Floyd or, I got to look at the whole fight again. Excuse me, I'm supposed to be like a person who knows everything about boxing, and I'm asking a question that I should have the answer to already. But the whole thing is that Floyd, getting back to the McGregor fight, right. Floyd is a master of marketing because he would never take a fight that he knows he can't win. And that's the beauty of it, and I wouldn't buy it. I don't want to watch it, but I want to hear the results because towards the end of our podcast, I'm actually going to give my prediction. I'm sure you have your own. So we're going to talk about our predictions, but I think starting the point on that. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Layla Ali. I'm actually wearing a hat that she gave me. She be boxing. She gave it to me like about 17 years ago, and it's getting kind of run down. But I love Layla, and I wish she was still in the ring. But I know, of course, she's retired because you can't fight forever.
Yeah, gorgeous lady.
Yeah, her father proved that you could be a champion, but once you hit a certain level in your career and in your life and in your age, you have to say, no more. You have to put the gloves up. So Layla, I actually met her. I was doing warm up on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and they had a celebrity show where they had different athletes.
Right.
And I met her, and she gave me the hat. So I said, for our first boxing telecast, I'm all boxed out. I got my Lennox Lewis top. I got my Layla Ali cap, and you have
I got a boxing keychain somewhere.
A boxing keychain, and you got a hat from a shop that delivers. Thank you very much for dressing for Box Food Talk. Wow. Anyway, so getting back to the points at hand, Mayweather knew that he could beat this guy. And if anybody saw the last of the, what was it when he went to 4 different cities? I'm going blank.
The World Tour.
The tour.
Yeah.
So if you watch the tape again, the London one, within the last 5 minutes, you see Money Mayweather. He said, "Hey, I'm Money Mayweather, and I'm out." And then a cameraman caught Conor McGregor not looking at
Dana.
He wasn't looking at Dana White. He was looking toward the other side. Why am I going blank on his...
Stephen Espinoza?
No,
Leonard Ellerbe.
Leonard Ellerbe. Yes, thank you. You know what? I don't know what it is. Maybe because I had a long day and I was a little nervous about the podcast, but my brain is fried. But we're going to try to get through this. We're going to have a good time.
I do research, bitch.
And he does, bitch. But anyway, so Leonard Ellerbe, he was caught looking at his direction, and he was shaking his head like, okay, all right. And then he jumped up and got into it. It's like, yeah, Mo. And that's what it proved to me. This is all a circus. This is all being set up. When we get to predictions at the last 5 minutes of our podcast, I'm going to tell you why I think it's going to go the way it is, because it's almost like WWE.
You think so?
When the Big Show got knocked out by a punch by Mayweather.
You really think it's going to do it?
I think everything's supposed to happen. If you understand something, Mayweather's been talking at the beginning of the whole tour about, well, I'm not the same fighter I was.
Yeah.
I'm getting old. I'm slower. I don't know what's going to happen. Conor's younger. He's stronger. He's bigger. And then a month later, it ain't going the distance. This guy's going down. Yeah. So I said, you can train your body to say that, but his mind should never say out loud, well, you know, because he's probably put doubt in people. Say, oh, you know what? This is his time to lose. Let's watch this fight.
He's smart.
Yeah, he's like, let's watch this fight. So, but now he's saying, like, now that people already bought the tickets, and they're all going to be live, and people are already ordering the pay-per-view, he's saying, I got you, and I'm going to knock him out.
He rope-a-dope the fans, basically.
Well, you know what? He don't rope-a-dope because it's not the 26 yet. And I think a lot of pay-per-view is going to be affected because I think they're trying to push it now. They have a commercial on, and it's like, it's kind of a silly short commercial, but it's like, it's not going to convince people to buy it. So I think him being a marketing genius, he got people to buy into the fight. Conor talked about 4-round knockout. He got them to buy into the fight. And he said it's going to be the fight of the century. And I don't think so. I think it's going to be the event of the century, which means you got more people talking about it. I mean, I can't turn on anything on YouTube concerning boxing without them talking about Mayweather McGregor. I mean, they got Cotto, probably his last fight. No one's talking about it. It's going to be live on HBO. Yeah. And no one's talked about it. I heard no one talk about Cotto's fight. It could be his last fight on HBO this Saturday night, and not one person. I started saying, hey, Cotto's fight this Saturday? He's like, why? He didn't say who. He said, why? So why would they put it on the same day? It's like, that's how it is. It's being overshadowed. And there's another big fight coming up, which we have here. We got Cotto. Not Cotto. Oh, you like Cotto?
Of course. Puerto Rican power, baby.
But there's another fight, Triple G. Triple G and Canelo Alvarez.
Oh, Canelo's going to kick his ass.
You think Canelo?
I don't know.
We don't have George Diaz on mic. and he said Canelo is going to kick Triple G's ass. Let me explain something to you. The same thing that Mayweather has done, Triple G did. When Triple G had fought Kell Brook, he made it look, oh my God, he's getting hit by combinations by a smaller fighter. Oh my God, we thought Triple G was a beast. But then when he started, all right, you know what, he's hitting me a little bit too much. Then he turned it up a notch. And Kell Brook's people said, stop this. Because he was starting to get to him second, third round. But then fifth round, he said, whoa, he's hitting him too much now. They jumped in to stop the fight. Over the bone, gone.
That's a bum, though.
Next time, for the next telecast, we got to get you on, Mike.
Yeah.
We want you to be part of this telecast.
Yeah.
But I mean, you might be on Facebook Live because it picks up the whole everything that's happening. But and then when he fought, who's it? The middleweight. Why am I going blank? He fought him, I think, early part of this year. He was middleweight champ.
Triple G.
No. Triple G fought the guy who maybe had the cancer, he had surgery.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel Jacobs. You know what? Your brain is beautiful today. This would be like a 5-minute podcast if it was just me. I was like, listen, who's fighting? I don't know, but somebody's fighting. See, we got people that are listening. And you know what? And I apologize because I wish George was here now so he can read some of the comments.
Yeah, we should get our
because
intern on this.
what we're going to do, why are you turning the lights down? This is not romantic night at the boxing ring.
He's a bad intern.
What are you're gonna now, George? You know what I need you to do? If you can read some of the, because it's actually too far away and I don't have my glasses on. Just let us know if anybody's asking any questions. We do want to take questions after. We want to see what you guys think who's going to be fighting. So if anybody has a question,
Not great, George. Bending over.
no, don't bend over, George. With this intimate lighting and you bending over, we don't know what's going to happen. It's going to go from boxing talk to sex live. So George is going to pull up. If anybody has a question, George is going to relay the question to us, and we're going to answer your question. So we thank you guys for watching. I know it's probably a lot of people saying hello, and we're silly and we're being funny, but that's how we want to do boxing talk. We want to make a lighthearted way of doing it, so everybody can chime in and click. You like, you love, and then once we go Facebook Live on a regular basis, and we're going to do Twitter, we're going to do YouTube. That's when you subscribe, because I want to do a monthly show to a weekly show. We're going to keep this thing going and going and going. So, George, anything before you get us off Facebook?
George, you're like Floyd Mayweather. You cannot read.
First of all, you have no comments but it's up there. And then there's a lot of good people joining in.
Oh, great. How many people do you have so far?
I cannot tell you, but you have a lot of people.
You know what? And I want to thank you people because we did start late, so I thank you so much for joining in. Yes. Now, let's get back to the points at hand.
You got Danny listening, Steve, Claire, Rob, Wes, John, Marcia.
You know the great thing about it? He's giving the first names. He's like, we got John. I know 15 Johns. It's like John and,
all of them.
And Lee and Joe. Joe who? Joe Smith. Who the hell? I know 5
Joe Mama.
Joe Mama. No, we need him. Yeah. So, all right, getting back to the point, Triple G had a fight with Daniel Jacobs.
Yep.
So when Danny Jacobs came close, I mean, he did knock him down. But in the middle rounds, Danny Jacobs was doing a little something. So people were saying, it's like, wow, Triple G had a hard time with Kell Brook. Then he had a hard time with Danny Jacobs. What's going on? And that's the way he sold the fight. Because Canelo, I tell you, Oscar De La Hoya at Golden Boy Promotions did not want him to fight for a couple of years. He said, you know what? Let's sign it down because he's at his worst right now. Let's take advantage. And now people are saying, they're not talking about that either. They're saying Triple G right now in the gym getting ready is a beast. He's knocking people down, not out. Because you don't want to knock anybody out of sparring partner because they won't come back to camp. Yeah. Paulo Malignaggi found that out. If you knock people around. Yes, sir.
Why is he called Triple G?
His name is Gennady. I forgot.
Gennady
Golovkin. Well, his first name, his middle name, and his last name all start with a G. So it's Gennady Golovkin. It's Gennady Golovkin.
Is he like a white guy?
He's of Russian descent.
Oh, okay. They're tough.
You didn't know that?
No. I said Triple G sounded like a wrestler.
George, the next time you talk, don't use your mouth. I'm glad he can't talk, he can't read, but he's a great technician. and your money's on the table, chocolate. So anyway, and it is. If you turn around, your money's on the table. Okay. No, now he wants to whisper. I don't want anybody to know I got paid. Anyway, okay. So I think that the selling point for Triple G is he wants to let people think that Canelo can beat him. And I'm going to tell you why he can't. Canelo, do you think Canelo's going to win?
I like Canelo's fighting style. I like that he's a tough dude. Is he going to win or not win? I don't know. I would love to just see people fight. I love seeing people fight.
You like to see people fight.
Yes. No matter who wins. Well, Floyd is going to destroy that Irish boy.
Oh, McGregor?
Yeah.
Well, he has to.
Oh.
He has to. He has more to lose than Conor McGregor. That's why I knew he would never take this fight, because if he loses to a guy who is technically having his pro debut and his legacy is 49-1, and we're going to talk about that later, because that 50-0 needs to have an asterisk, because if you have a person who never had a professional or amateur boxing match, he's a fighter, but not a boxer.
Yeah.
How can you? I mean, the Nevada State Athletic Commission gave him a license. He's an actual fighter. Yeah. He has a license, but it's his pro debut. So if he wins, it's not an exhibition; it's a real fight.
Right.
Floyd has 50-0, and he breaks the existing record.
Kyle Grooms is on.
Oh, what's up, KG?
Mike Flynn.
Oh, what's up, Mike?
Danny
Is it
Glenny.
Danny
Danny Glenny.
Oh, yes.
From Scotland.
You know what? That's my boy from Scotland. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's up, Danny?
You know Danny too?
No.
He has no idea who Danny is.
Steve Tobin.
Oh, Steve Tobin. What's up, Stevie Steve? You know what? He's a good boxing fan. And actually, I was hoping that the War Machine was going to be on.
War Machine? The guy who beat up the porn star?
No.
He's a fighter.
No, I'm sorry we even brought this up, because it's just ridiculous. We're gonna bring the War Machine into our next podcast, because I'm gonna try to get him. I'll try to get an interview with him, because this is a guy who is an up and comer. He's I think he's a super middleweight. I think bordering on light heavyweight.
Oh, okay.
And I met him at Daily Close Comedy Club. And
you told me about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about it later.
Yeah.
We got other points, and let us stay within the time. Okay. So let's get back to Triple G. So Triple G is going to come into the fight with people thinking. I want to hear your take on the Canelo Triple G fight.
Listen, I think it's one of the best fights that's going to happen for the next couple of years, just matchup-wise. I think it's a brilliant fight, and I think you're right on your theory of Triple G kind of showing people that he can get hit, and it kind of it tricked a couple people, and that's why Canelo. I really agree with that. I think Triple G definitely has power on his side, but I think Canelo definitely has speed on his side. I think their cardio, both of them have great cardio, but I just see Triple G walking away with the win.
Yeah, I think he's going to walk him down, because if you look at Canelo's maybe last two fights, especially the one with Chavez Jr., it was a cakewalk. And that's what Triple G had to face adversity, whether he did it to himself or he actually said, you know what, these guys are good, I got to up my game. Or he didn't probably train as hard, because it wasn't really a big fight for him. He knows this is where he has to prove himself, because everyone says he's going to lose. And they're going to fight on Mexican Independence Day.
Ooh.
So, so they're fighting September 16th, and it's a Mexican holiday. So it's like, it ain't made Cinco de Mayo, but it's still, that's the traditional where, as a matter of fact, that's the same day that Mayweather had beat Canelo on that same day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So people really want Canelo to win. And the funny thing about it, he's not going to win. And I'm going to tell you why. Outside of the fact that he hasn't had a hard fight where he had to be tested, he can't take Triple G's punch. People that have sparred with him, and even they said Canelo at one time sparred with Triple G.
Yeah, you heard that.
And he's cool. They said even Kovalev sparred with Triple G. And Kovalev was chased out of the camp.
Wow.
They said he hit him with a body shot, and all of a sudden they said, you know what, we got our own fight to get ready for. Bah! So they chased Kovalev. Kovalev got chased out of the ring. As a matter of fact, Freddie Roach had even put something on blast on YouTube. So if you guys don't believe me, go check out, put in Kovalev sparring with Triple G. And I think Freddie Roach will have something he talks about. Yes, sir.
You have Debbie Vasquez joining in, and Julius Donat.
Oh, Julius. Oh, Julius
Donay.
Julius Donay.
Hey, Julius, how's it
Julius
going?
actually produces a show at Daily Close. The new comic all starts Mondays and Tuesdays, and Thursdays here at Broadway. Well, Thursdays and Fridays. I don't know why I'm sitting here advertising him. We're supposed to be talking about boxing.
Julius, how's it going, man?
Wow. You know,
I'm just kidding.
wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad you guys are all listening. So yeah, let's get back. Let's get back to the boxing. This is boxing talk, not comedy revenge.
No, I love Julius.
You don't give me no spots. Why are you listening? No, it's all about this fun. So, all right, getting off that, I just think that what's going to happen is that Triple G is going to walk him down. Canelo's going to be fast. He can outbox him, but he can't outpunch him because Triple G is going to come in about maybe 170, 175. He's going to outweigh him by at least 15 pounds.
Canelo's defense has been looking a lot better lately too.
Since the Mayweather fight, yes. Yeah. But he hasn't faced adversity.
Right.
If you have tough fight after tough fight, of course you might wear down, but you're used to handling it. He hasn't handled it. Chavez did nothing, and Chavez was a big dude, but he gave him nothing back. He got no training to get ready for this fight. So I just say, if anybody thinks Triple G is going to win or lose, or you think Canelo's going to win or lose, we want to find out what you guys think, because that's a fight coming up too. All right, now, let's get to another point. We have Pacquiao
versus Jeff Horn.
They want to do the rematch back in Australia.
That's insane.
George, why?
Pacquiao?
Did you see the ESPN fight? Pacquiao was robbed. If you go by aggressiveness, Jeff Horn was aggressive. He backed Pacquiao up. But boxing is not about aggression. I can go in there and bite your ear off and hit you in the titty.
And that's a fight.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna bite your ear off. Ooh, I'm making my bitch. Ooh. But that's not what happened. Jeff Horn was outpunched. He was. If you watch the fight again and you go round by round and you see how many punches were, as a matter of fact, the end of the telecast, Pacquiao landed a lot more punches. He threw a lot more punches, but not at the Stephen A. Smith thing. You know, he had more punches, threw a lot more punches.
Right.
He didn't win the fight. He was robbed. It was stolen from him, and it was Bob Arum. Everybody says Bob Arum's fault because he wanted Manny Pacquiao to re-sign with him, but Manny said no. I want to end my career, and that's why he wanted to fight Terence Crawford, because out with the old and with the new. Out with the old, but not saying he didn't want to fight Terence Crawford. So this was supposed to be Pacquiao's punishment for not taking that Terence Crawford fight.
Bob Arum is such a fucking crook, man.
Well, you know what? And the thing is, if they do have a rematch, it might not happen this year, because I've been looking at some upcoming fights for the rest of the year. If it doesn't happen this year, it will definitely happen, because Pacquiao's getting older too.
Yeah.
He can't do what Mayweather's doing. He can't select fighters. And I thought Jeff Horn, was it Jeff Horn, right?
Yeah, Jeff Horn.
I thought he was going to just take him out. He's young. He was hungry. He made a mistake, but he fought a real boxer.
Yeah.
But now Jeff Horn said, I want everybody in the welterweight division. No.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
You know, would be a good fight, Jeff Horn against Conor McGregor. It's called Knuckleheads by the Sea. It's got two guys who really don't know what the hell they're doing, and let them maul each other, because Jeff Horn is a mauler.
Yeah.
He headbutts, he mauls. If you look at all the clean counter punching, Manny Pacquiao won at least 7 of the 12 rounds. Easily.
It almost got stopped.
Yeah, in the 9th round.
Yeah.
And I think the referee saved the fight for him, because when he went to Jeff Horn's corner, he said, "Show me something, I'm going to stop the fight." You tell a fighter that, he wakes up. All of a sudden, it's like, you know what? We got to do something, because we don't want this guy to stop the fight. And Pacquiao backed off him. So even if he lost the last 2 rounds, it wasn't enough to win the fight.
Yeah.
It's not enough to win the fight. So we hope that they have a chance for Pacquiao to be redeemed. Yes, sir.
Joe Casella says, "Are you talking about Rocky Marciano?"
See, Joe, that's the reason why there's medication that we don't provide for people who need it. We're not talking about Rocky Marciano. Joe is actually, he works over at Dangerfield. He's one of the booking agents there for our regular shows. And he's a great guy, but I don't know why he's talking about boxing. I think he's being funny. It's a funny boxing telecast. I love you, Joe, but take your medication. So if this happens, it's got to happen early next year, because they can't put it together by this year. There's not enough. The thing is, ESPN has another big fight. The PNCs. The ones that
They fight.
Yeah, they have it on NBC. Their schedule's already booked, so they want to do another one on ESPN, and I don't think they can do it because there's too much happening. So I think if they do it, and Bob Arum allows it to happen, they should have it in Las Vegas. Don't go back to Australia. It'll be, because if Pacquiao knocks him out, He should knock him out here on American soil.
What do you think? Do you think Bob Arum's a crook?
That's like saying, can Stevie Wonder play the piano? But how well can he play?
Dude, all these promoters, like, whenever they're in the ring, they have that smile, like Don King, Bob Arum, they're like, even Leonard Ellerby, they have this smile where I'm like, you're a fucking crook.
Well, see, Leonard Ellerby has a smirk because he knows he's making money. He has a good stable of fighters. Bob Arum, Don King is a whole other class by himself in terms of crooks. Anybody comes in wearing that same ugly denim jacket that somebody gave him back in, I think, 78.
Right.
I don't think he washed it because it went from being blue denim to green denim. And he waves the American flag and he's smiling. And you know his crown, he's lost his crown.
Really? What happened with that?
He got old. He's like 79, 80 years old. You lose hair. That's what black people do when they get older. He don't know.
I hate that guy.
He has a hole in his natural now, so he doesn't have the crown anymore. So, and you don't hear from Don King because Don King was mostly dealing with heavyweights, and there's nobody out there that he wants to manage. So he's not. So Bob Arum should let Manny Pacquiao fight the rematch in Las Vegas. Okay, so let's go to the next point. Let's talk about retirements. We had retirements recently. They said goodbye. We're done fighting. And you know what I'm going to miss the most? Sugar Shane Mosley.
Sugar Shane Mosley.
Sugar Shane Mosley, man. I was mad when I first saw him fight. How you gonna take the name Sugar? But as a lightweight, junior welterweight, and even when he went to junior middleweight, this man was a beast. When he took on Fernando Vargas, he hit him with a punch in a rematch. He hit him with a punch. He hit him so hard it knocked me out, and I was watching it.
Oof, yeah.
I woke up the next day and my tooth was loose. That's how hard he hit him.
Shook my kinfolk in Africa.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't know you had kinfolk in Africa.
That's not Lee line, George.
You know, you might have kinfolk in Africa because every neighborhood has a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
You can go to Harlem. There's a takeout place on every corner. I'm from the South Bronx. Takeout places on the corner. So you could be from Africa. He was talking about me. Anyway, so Sugar Shane has said no more. Yes, sir.
But he's Korean,
Okay.
not Chinese. No, he's American.
Well, technically he is American, but you know how we say without being racist. Without being racist, when you're Asian,
George, messing up the flow over that? Come on.
we really can't tell. You know, if someone walks in the room and is like, is that Japanese, Korean, or Chinese? That's Asian.
I'll tell you what, though, my favorite Sugar Shane Mosley moment was when he knocked out Mayorga.
Yes.
I fucking hate that guy.
He shut him up.
Oh.
He shut him up because he was talking about what he was going to do to his wife.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Remember at the weigh-in through smoking?
Yeah, he would smoke cigarettes right after a fight.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like
I fucking hate that guy.
But you know what it is? Because he tried to sell a fight, but he didn't speak English, so it's hard to sell a fight in Spanish.
Right, I get that. He's playing the heel.
I kill you and I date your wife. And everybody that he did that to, they knocked him out. De La Hoya knocked him out.
Did he slap Mosley's wife's ass or something?
Yeah, that's what he said. He said that's going to be his new bitch.
Oh.
He said it in Spanish, and all of a sudden, Sugar Shane's like, what did he say? Smack? Oh, hell no. That's the universal sign. You don't smack another guy's wife's ass.
Wow.
Dude.
I mean, you do it on the down low. It's a baby. Yeah. You know, but you don't do it in front of the husband.
The commentator, too, in that fight, this is a really old guy who does post-fight interviews. He doesn't really anymore. He got into that fight with Floyd.
Oh, you're talking about Larry Merchant.
Larry Merchant.
I finally got one in. I knew something for the first time.
When Mosley knocked out Mayorga,
Yeah.
Merchant goes, Sugar Shane Mosley, I love you. On the air. What's this?
No, he had to say it because even they were doing like the pre-fight interviews, they said he came in cocky and his translator, he didn't want to be interviewed, so his translator had a hard time sitting him down to talk. He just wanted to fight. He just was all about making money. He didn't care about all this setting up the fight and media tours. He didn't care about none of that stuff. He just wanted to fight.
You know, Mayorga fights MMA too. He's like 1-12 in South America.
He should be 1-12.
Yeah.
Probably when he won, he probably beat Sugar Shane Mosley's wife. Slapped her on the ass and she tapped out. But everybody else was just like, I don't know why would he go to MMA because he's got to be in his mid-40s now. Yeah, if you need money, just work at the post. Just work at the post office.
Yeah.
Get a Powerball ticket. I did. You can too. Tenacious Troy. Hi. But anyway, Shane is gone. Why can't I talk English? Juan Manuel Marquez.
Marquez.
Hell of a fight.
And
hell of a fight.
And he was interviewed. He said, and whenever you interview a fighter, it's like, well, you're retired, so what would you consider your best fight ever? Well, it was when I knocked out Manny Pacquiao.
Man,
he loves talking about that. He wears that like it's from the Boy Scouts, and he got it for helping an old lady across the street. He wears that with pride. It's like, this one I got, it's a small one. I got for beating this guy. This one I got, this is another small one. But this one, I knocked out Manny Pacquiao. He went night. So that's
that knockout too. He set him up.
Yeah, and people thought it was a lucky punch.
No, he set him
he
up.
Caught him coming in, and he got caught with his hands down.
Man,
and I mean, he did a sleep number 72.
That's one of those. I felt that when I was watching it, like you were saying earlier.
Oh yeah, you felt that too.
I felt that one
because he went face first, and they showed Jinky, his wife. She started crying because she rushed to the side of the ring, and they pushed her away.
Yes.
They said, no, let the doctors handle what's happening. Yeah. Don't let us do our job. I know your husband's hurt, but that's our job. If you get in a car accident, you're not going to go rub his neck. Baby, wake up. Baby, wake up. No, let us do what we got to do.
Yeah.
So Juan Manuel was on. Vladimir Klitschko. Who said after losing to Anthony Joshua that he was going to go and do the clause for the rematch. I guess he thought about it.
And then he retired.
No, you know what? If you think about it, maybe because he said that this was the best that he's been in shape in many years.
Yeah.
And if you think that's at your best and you couldn't do it, you might want to come in 6-7 months later and the guy's going to be that much stronger, that much more into it, and you're going to be embarrassed. I mean, it was a good fight. Any questions coming in, George?
No, I have one.
Yes.
What has been the bloodiest fight ever? I was thinking about like the guy, like what's his name? El Payaso, the clown guy. He used to be a clown circus guy.
Oh, you're talking about
Maromera? No. Tumbler. It means tumbler in Spanish.
Yeah, I know. You're talking about. He went from featherweight to junior lightweight to lightweight, and he was good. He had a crazy, ugly haircut, but he was good. I don't know. I think that's a good question. Why would you? See, now I got to think about that.
Yeah, now it's going to drive me crazy.
Because I've seen some really bloody fights, and the bloodiest fights I've seen because I grew up, in the ghetto before they had cable, and we had VHS and UHF. So VHF was like, all right, you see Channel 2, NBC, ABC, Channel 5, but UHF was a whole other world, baby.
Bloody fight.
Telemundo.
Doesn't really mean anything.
Eddie Chacon. So that's how some bloody fights. They have boxing on Saturday nights at Telemundo.
Yeah.
So I would watch that. Didn't know. Oh! I don't know what they say, but these Spanish guys, the lighter weights, they will rip each other and they go home with their eye hanging out their head and they make $100.
Yeah, but sometimes bloody fights doesn't really mean it's a good fight. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you can have scar tissue. Just because you get cut, it's like...
Well, the fight I'm talking about, Maromera, it was 12 rounds of pure boxing, but everything was just... The whole ring was blood from one to the other, and there were guys, they were just pounding each other.
Yeah, it was like a Rocky fight.
And I always wondered about that. Whenever you have a live card and there's like 8 or 9 fights, what do you do if one of those bloody fights happen before the main event? Do you send in somebody, to come in like, listen, you're the blood guy, go in there, clean the ring?
Yeah, that is interesting because they do that for MMA.
They clean the ring?
It stains, so you kind of see a splatter of blood during the main event, and you're like, that's like slippery.
It's got to be because they were saying that sometimes the advertising, because they do it the day of, sometimes the day before, and it hasn't dried properly. So you see fighters like if they get caught on a certain part and they slip.
Right.
So they say that they try to keep it where they put as little on the mat. They'll put it on like the corner pads,
right,
but not on the mat. So you just have the logo, one big logo instead of all little ones all over the place.
Right. Well, so I guess you could say the same thing about the corner when you put the water on the guy.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
That's why they have to have somebody always with a towel to wipe it up.
Right.
And somebody used to always throw ice on their fighter, and they'd be like ice cubes all over the ring. So it's crazy. Right. Anybody have any questions? We're going to be, we got another 15, 20 minutes.
No, you have half hour.
Half hour? We got a half hour. There we go. Oh, listen, we got more stuff to talk about. I don't want to rush anything.
Marie says hello, and then she said, I don't know about that. Cedes, or Candice, or Cedes, is CEDES?
Candice.
I think Candice is with a K, right? Say this.
Marie. If that's my candy cane, I love her. What's her last name? Because I can't see it from here.
Marie.
Says Marie.
Says Marie.
Yeah, well, I think her real first name is Mercedes, so they
call her Says. Okay.
That's my girl too. What's up, girl? I didn't know you was a boxing fan. Well, I'm glad you guys. I think that, you know what? I think a lot of folks are listening not to even hear anything about boxing. They just want to hear us bullshit.
They love Q.
No, well, you know what? Did you
tag me in that?
Of course I did.
Okay, so
in this podcast, I don't think I did.
So you could have got my people here too.
Well, that's for next time.
Yeah.
That's for next time. So I didn't think about that. So you know what? Point taken.
Mercedes.
Tag.
That's a good name.
Hey.
Mercedes. She probably wants Q's BMW.
No. See, don't even do that, because if she has a man, you'll get her in trouble. I'm sorry, say he don't mean nothing by it. He know you my boo boo.
It's a comedy podcast.
No, she used to be a stripper in Las Vegas, so that's why she.
Oh, so she gets it.
Anyway, just joking. Back to boxing. So we got Black Bear gone. We have Shane gone. One man more. Now let's get into
big finale.
Yeah, we got to talk about this because I mean, I was actually listening to some comedian buddies of mine, JP Justice, Teddy Smith, and some of the guys that were hanging out at the bar at Dangerfield's, and they were going deep. When I say deep, wow, people, it's almost like the people who like Trump and the people who hate Trump.
Dude, I was literally comparing it to that. Like Trump.
You got very Freddy Krueger on me just now. Like,
no,
dude,
no one has agreed with me on that. Like I think
it's
Connor's
like
like Trump and Floyd's like Hillary. If you go with Trump, people are like, "Oh, dude, really?" They act like you don't know anything.
I want both of them to not be around.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like Trump doesn't have political
but I'm talking about like today.
Okay, yeah.
Some people want him to stay. They think he's doing a great job. And other people say, no, dude, he's hurting his country. He's an embarrassment. Yeah. So when I hear people go toe-to-toe on that note, but give him a chance. No, we gave him like 7-8 months. Yeah. Get him out. And even the people are all like leaving.
Yeah.
All the corporations are leaving. Somebody did something. I don't know if it was a Daily Show or with Seth Meyers. They had a picture of his opening cabinet, and they just took them one by one. They took each one by one out of the picture. You know, just him and Mike Pence sitting in the Oval Office. Yeah. And it's like, so what's up with Mike Pence now? Mike Pence. And I hate to get political, because I'm not really a politically savvy guy.
I don't know anything.
But I think the only thing that keeping Donald Trump in the White House is because nobody wants Mike Pence. And I hate to admit it, the white supremacists, if he pisses them off, and that's ours. I don't want to get to this.
Yeah. But I just meant like when it was election.
Oh, the election time. Okay.
Yeah, like it was Hillary versus Trump. It's a lot like Floyd versus Connor. Because like Trump isn't experienced in politics. He's never been in politics. Connor's never been in boxing. You know what I'm saying?
This is true.
And if you go with Trump or Connor, people are like, oh, you don't really know anything about boxing, man.
But if you go by that analogy, that means that Connor's going to win. Because the new political person comes in and beats the person who's been doing it for years and years and years.
Just wait till my prediction.
All right, you know what? On that note,
wow.
I'll tell you what. As we're talking, this is going to be our final 20-25 minutes. We're going to talk nothing but Mayweather McGregor.
Yeah. And if you're watching now, keep watching. This is a part you tune in for.
Yeah, because I want to make sure that everybody. That's why I wanted to go live. We wanted to talk about this. So me and Andre, we said if we just tape it and then put it out there and nobody sees it until like Sunday, we want people to hear our predictions now. So if you have a prediction, you don't have to stick around. We just want to see if you just put down either McGregor to win or Mayweather to win. So when you have a chance, if you're still listening, we have a couple of people still listening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you have a prediction, if you're a true boxing fan, we're not going to be mad at you. If you happen to say you think one or two people are going to win, but I want to actually hear, before we start with the Q and the A, we'll start with the G. I didn't mean to wake you up, George.
I was just looking at it. Well, I'll tell you this. McGregor. I would like him if he didn't talk, most of the time. But I know that. Oh, okay. Well, the truth is, I forgot Mayweather's going to kick his butt.
Okay, so that's your prediction.
Yeah, Mayweather's gonna.
Do you know how he's going to do it?
He's gonna block all his shot. He's gonna get tired, and Mayweather's just gonna keep tapping him. I hope that Mayweather does not knock him out. I hope that Mayweather lets him fight the 12 rounds, and every round Mayweather hits him with like 1,000 shots to his 2, because he's going to be too tired.
But on that note, what do you think about them changing from 10 ounce to 8 ounce?
Oh, they changed the gloves?
Yeah. He didn't know.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Because technically, if you're 154 and lower, it's 8 ounce. If it's 10, it's 154 or higher, it's 10 ounce.
Well, I think that McGregor has a good shot on the punch, but Mayweather's too much of a technician to even let one of his shots come at him. You know what I mean? It's too much of a technician.
All right, now's your chance.
My thing about the whole gloves thing is someone said this. I was listening to the media press conference on the phone. I listened to it live the other day, and someone brought it up to Conor. They said, Floyd, he's fought an 8 ounce in 43 out of 49 of his fights.
Of course, because he was a lightweight fighter. He came up from lightweight.
McGregor paused and he goes, I didn't know that. And I was like, oh shit, did Mayweather kind of get him on that one? You know what I mean?
And see, it's not a prediction, it's sticking on the glove thing. People don't understand. They keep talking about Mayweather's brittle hands. But the number one thing, a person who has hand problems, you don't hit the head. You hit the body.
Yeah, he does a lot of body work.
And that's why he knows if he was fighting bigger and bigger fighters, that's why he won't go to 160. But he went to 154, and he fought Canelo, because he knows as the guys got bigger and bigger and bigger, he didn't do a lot of, he would throw combinations, but his work was to the body.
Yeah.
And that's going to be part of my prediction. So would you like to do your...
my little analysis?
Take your time so I could debunk the whole thing.
A couple points I want to make. People keep bringing up Floyd is 40. Guys, Floyd is 40. Floyd is 41 in February. 40. Guys, he's fought 49 times. He's been hit clean 6, 7 times maybe. Yeah. He's got the body of a 25-year-old. And then I listened to a sparring partner of his on ESN News or whatever, and he was like, listen, Floyd's not 40. He fights like a 26-year-old. I was like, there we go. Yeah. I think this whole 40 thing is overblown out of proportion.
Well, and that's another point I'm glad you brought up that we can talk about, because unlike great heroes of the 70s like Roberto Duran, the thing that killed Roberto Duran is he stayed out of shape more than he was in shape.
Floyd is never out of shape.
Never out of shape. He's like Marvin Hagler. Marvin Hagler, if he wanted to come back after the Sugar Ray Leonard fight, he could have come back. But he said he knew at 36, 37, he knew he would never get a raw deal, because he saw that they gave the fight, and I thought Hagler eked out a decision.
I did too.
So I think when you got a guy razzle-dazzle and you give him a round, I said, but listen, he razzle-dazzled, he was doing, I think he was doing the moonwalk. He was actually doing, the Ali shuffle.
Yeah.
It entertained the crowd, and the judges listened to that. And they said, but if you do the Ali shuffle, but you throw 8 punches in a row and only 1 hits, you're not scoring. It's all about effective aggressiveness. It's all about scoring points. So I had it 7-5 in rounds. He gave away the first 4 rounds easily because he tried to fight him right-handed when he's a natural southpaw. He tried to play into Sugar Ray's hands by saying, Leonard cannot box me.
Right.
You don't try to box a boxer.
Right.
You slug him, you take him into deep water, which he tried to do in 8th, 9th round.
Right.
But Hagler was always in shape. He didn't have to go. You never saw him interview, and he had a belly.
Yeah.
Roberto Duran, God bless him, he was a great champion. He went all the way from lightweight to middleweight, even super middleweight.
Yeah.
But there were times, and I saw the movie, I wasn't really happy with it. If anybody saw the movie Duran, I wasn't happy with it.
Is that the
Neither was
ESPN 30 for 30?
No. It was one where Ray, his coach was played by Rob De Niro.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, Rob De Niro. I saw it, and it was kind of disappointing because they didn't talk about the key points of his career.
When did that come out?
It was, I think, 2 years ago.
Really?
I think it's on. If you check out Netflix, yes, George.
Samuel Higgs says Mayweather's the only boxer in that ring.
David, that's my cousin right there. Thank you, Sam. God bless you, baby. So he knows.
Floyd Mayweather's seen as a boxer.
You know what? Every time I hear Floyd Sr. speak, They had him on ESPN.
They can't have him on that shit.
No, you know what? He actually, the first time they had him on First Take, he actually made some valid points.
Well, he stutters too much.
Yeah, he stutters worse than me just now. He stutters more than Barack Obama. But you know. We gotta go to commercial. All right, after this.
What? Floyd gonna whoop that kid out.
Yes, sir.
Well, Michelle Cortez thinks your stuttering is very sexy.
Oh, you better stop that. You better stop.
He's stuttering. She said, I love it when you stutter and the lisp. Oh, the lisp. She likes your lisp.
I ain't got no lisp.
She said, who's going to win the fight Saturday?
Well, we're getting to that. Because George gave us our prediction, and of course he said that Mayweather is going to outbox him, but not stop him.
There's another point I wanted to make, too. I think Floyd is a harder puncher than Conor.
Well, I'm gonna put it this way: he's not a harder puncher; he's a precise, sharper puncher.
Yeah, sharp.
Because if you look at, I looked at the fight when the two fights with Nate Diaz. When he
Did you watch the whole fight?
Yes.
Did you watch the highlights? Okay.
No, I saw the one when he tapped out, and I saw when he came back.
He was doing good before he tapped out.
But he got winded real. I mean, of course, you get winded because you're on the ground. You're up. You're on the ground. You're up. Yeah. Anybody in the street fight, if you're on the ground, you get up. Yeah. We've been fighting 2 minutes. I'm tired. Yeah. So that takes a little out of it. But if you look at the way he punches, even with that little thing he does, he throws looping punches. I don't think he turns his fist properly. He punches like a striker, not like a boxer. If you see him, I think they think that he hits on this side of the glove. He doesn't hit on this.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you throw a perfect right hand, which Sugar Shane Mosley hit Floyd Mayweather with, and buckled his knees, I tried to stutter, but it didn't come out right. He turned that punch perfectly. And Floyd took it and dominated the rest of the fight. So if a pure boxer like Shane Mosley can buckle him and then still win every round after that, it's like he's more precise. He can throw combinations. Conor, when he's on the bag, they had a tape of him on YouTube of him. Yeah, when he had it was like the half bag.
Yeah.
Where you could throw punches and uppercuts.
Right.
It was embarrassing to watch him because every time you work any kind of a bag, it's helping you work on combinations. If you just think you're going to be like Sylvester Stallone hitting meat,
just one at a time.
Dude, it's boom, boom, boom. That's why when I watch, even on the double end bag, when you watch Floyd Mayweather and he moves his head, boom, 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 it's magical. And this is him at 40 doing this. So, you got this guy, he throws uppercut, and then he turns around the bag and he throws one punch, turns around the bag, throw uppercut.
You think there's something to this that, though? Like, when you saw Conor do that, maybe he doesn't want to show people, like, his good stuff? Maybe
you want it. For him, he needs to show it because the betting odds go more in his favor. You want the late. Yes, sir.
I think Conor's good stuff is going to be his head hitting the ground. That's who's going to be his best fight.
Well, see, I almost gave up my prediction, but his head's not going to hit the ground. But I'll let Andre finish.
I think Floyd hits a lot harder than people want to give him credit for.
Oh yeah, he does. And everybody that's ever fought him said the same thing. Canelo will tell you, he's a sharp, precise puncher. Yeah. He embarrassed Canelo. Canelo, I remember that big thing that he said, "Are you ready to fight for me?" I was born ready.
I mean, Andre Burns.
No disrespect to my Hispanic people out there. Why does every Spanish guy, when he talks in Spanish, he's like, it's only these. And you talk English, well, I want to say that Oscar De La Hoya sounded like a Spanish Mike Tyson when I first heard him. Like, I want to. Yeah. And he sounds like, and then when I heard Canelo for the first time, I was born ready.
Yeah, they go from like Dracula to like.
I said, well, you learn English, and did they squeeze your balls? I was born ready.
I want to ask a question. I love boxing, but I really don't follow it that much. But I like Floyd Mayweather just as much as I like Jack Johnson.
That is a weird analogy.
Because they were both precision monsters.
Well, you know what? And he had made a point. There's not a lot of footage of Jack. You see him getting knocked out in Cuba.
Name one guy Jack Johnson fought.
He fought a lot of people. What are you talking about? I don't need that, but I've seen so many videos.
You can't even name one guy you like it that much.
But I love his body. I love the way he did his work in that ring. I saw the.
Do you ever see the Stanley Ketchel fight?
No, I saw the one where he fought the big white guy, the supremacist.
They were all white.
Oh, yeah. He was beaten.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to fight other black fighters.
Yeah.
But Stanley Ketchel was a middleweight champ who challenged him. This is, I don't know if it's part of the Great White Hope search. But, he was carrying him because he knew the money was on a white guy to beat him. So he carried him, and all of a sudden, it's on. You can catch on YouTube. It is don't do it with my computer now. You're crazy nut. If you go to Jack Johnson versus Stanley Ketchel, he actually carried him. He was playing, he was laughing, throwing the jab, just playing with him. He hit him with a punch. I said, "Whoa, you ain't supposed to do that."
That's what they would do.
And then he came right back and knocked him out within like 30 seconds, and sent him back to the middleweights. He said, and even when he fought Jess Willard, that's the big white guy you were talking about, Jess Willard. It was like he had to throw the fight. Yeah. He had to throw the fight because they said his mother was sick. He wasn't allowed back in the country. So they said, listen, if you throw the fight, we want to arrest you. Come back to the country. You can see your family again. So he had to throw the fight. He looked the belt. Jess Willard had it for a minute. And then Jack Dempsey annihilated him. Yeah. But Jack Johnson technically was gone. But I think there's only like 2 or 3 fights. There was one fight he was fighting this white dude. And then he was getting beat so bad, the cops came into the ring and stopped the taping. They stopped the fight and they told the people to stop taping. Yeah. They didn't. I mean, we're talking about the turn of the century. They didn't want to see a black guy. We're talking about like 30, 40 years right out of slavery. A black guy. They finally got filmed, and he's kicking ass of a white guy. So they said, So the cops came and stopped the fight, turned the tape off.
Yeah, that I know about. I've read some stuff about that.
That's part of Jack's history. So compare him to Floyd, he said, Floyd has grown so much. If you see his Diego Corrales fight, you see his fight with Arturo Gatti. Oh my God!
That's when he was pretty boy Floyd.
Arturo Gatti, and God rest his soul. Yeah, Arturo Gatti. I don't know why he went back into the ring after that fight. It was utter embarrassment. He was a great champion. He was one of those blood and guts guys, but that wasn't his night.
That's when Floyd was knocking people out.
Because he was still fighting at a lighter weight. He was
and his hands were not brutal yet.
Well, you get older. The thing is, because they try to, we got 8. Okay. So what happened is that when he started moving up in weight, you fighting bigger dudes. Yeah. And you can put on more weight, but you don't gain more strength. Yeah. I mean, it's like if I say, hey, you know what, I had a little bit of experience in the ring, and I weighed at 165, and I'm the same person, same height. Hey, maybe now at maybe 220, I can fight heavyweights. It's a whole different ballgame. If I'm used to fighting middleweights at 165, I'm not going to go in the ring now if I got 225. It's a whole. I'll hit a guy and it's like, what was that? You better stop. Get up over there. Get up. I'm glad you put it over there.
So, I've been doing that the whole time.
Thank you. And we want to thank Andre for coming in because Andre's been sick for like, 2 weeks now? No, you actually, because I talked to you like back in May. You're like, listen, I can't do no podcast.
I feel great today, though. Yeah. No, I can't wait for this fight Saturday. I'm going to watch it live.
All right. Now, since we got less than 8, it's time for your prediction.
Listen, I don't think this fight is going to go to the decision.
Okay.
And I think Floyd is either going to knock him out, TKO, whatever. I don't think it's going to be like cold hard. Listen, Floyd does so many like neck workout things. You know what I mean? Builds that neck muscle. That's like the shock absorber for big shots. I think it's pretty much impossible to knock out Floyd because of that. I really think that's like a big key. But you know what? Let's make it interesting. I'm going to go by Conor McGregor. KO, baby!
The next podcast, we boxing talk with Q. You gave the whole reason why you think maybe I'm going to win, but you.
There's something. This Irish guy is special, though, man. There's something about him that's special. Like when I watch him MMA, there's something special about him. He just
the last Irishman. Well, he wasn't Irish; he was British.
Yeah.
That came and brought his entourage, talked a whole lot of smack. Said there's only one Ricky Hatton, and he did all this stuff and talked a whole lot of smack. And come on, man.
Left hook.
Come on, man. He hit him so hard. The belt buckle knocked him out.
He ran into it too.
No, he didn't run. He punched him into it because he hit him, and then he went face first and hit the ground.
And Floyd like swooped around. beautifully.
Yeah. He said, listen, boom.
Yeah.
So you think he's going to...
Listen, I know everyone's looking at me like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, there's some people out there that probably won't.
But you know what, man? Everyone's picking Floyd. You know how boring it would be if we're just like, yeah, Floyd.
Yeah, but it's not about boring. There are people who are betting odds.
Yeah.
Now, you want my take on this?
We should make a little wager on this.
Yeah.
Off the air.
All right. Well, let me get my prediction of the fight, and then since we're going to have this on record, we're actually going to say this is what we're going to do a bet afterwards. My take is this: Floyd Mayweather has a plan. He knows what an MMA fighter is trained to do as a striker, and it's two words. It's two words: body shots. When was the last time you saw an MMA fighter throw a punch to the body? These guys either take you down to the ground and they elbow you to the head, they hit you to the head. I've never seen a striker soften somebody up with a body shot.
Hunter threw some body shots in the Diaz fights.
No, I'm not talking about him throwing, taking.
Oh, taking.
Conor has never been hit to the body.
Well, they also take
Shane Mosley,
and
and some other guys said, but that's because that's
right.
It's legal and that's what we can't do it now.
Right.
Conor McGregor is not used to taking body punches. He's not training for it. Someone said that all of his sparring partners, well, most of them, I don't know the whole list, most of them are MMA fighters because Paul Malignaggi was brought in. And I love Paul. Me and Paul, we actually did a show on Fox News, Good Day New York, and I met him. He's a sweet guy.
Sweet guy. He got his ass whooped. But...
No, but you know what? He's retired. Yeah. He was out of shape. He came back to help him by giving him pointers, not to take an ass from it. Yeah. Conor embarrassed him because of all the stuff he said back in December about, you can have the cameraman fight him and he'll knock him out.
Yeah.
So he's not training for Floyd Mayweather. He's training to look good. Someone, I don't know what trainer I saw on YouTube, said he was surprised he saw Conor McGregor bike riding, not running.
Right.
And he said bike riding is great for the legs, but not for your lungs. Unless you go straight uphill all the time.
Right.
That's why all the great fighters, they go up to Bear Mountain, with a Big Bear, they go up into the high mountains. So your lungs can get used to like being so tight that you're going to pass out. And you keep running and you keep running and you keep running, so your lungs are used to that. If you go up and you just bike ride, when you come back down, you're going to be gliding. Then they go about a bike because you can go really, really hard, but you can always stop and coast for a little bit. So you're not really burning your lungs out. So I think he's going to gas out, and Mayweather knows this. So what he's going to do, and this is my prediction, he's going to take a couple of punches to make it interesting. He said he owes the fans an exciting fight. He's going to allow himself a couple.
I think Floyd's going to be more aggressive in this fight.
Oh, they have to because they're both counter punches. They both count. And people don't know that I'll knock him out in 4 rounds. No, because he's a natural born counter puncher. Floyd is going to let him get some shots off to figure him out. He's going to tape him to the body. He's going to tape him to the body. He's going to tape him to the body. Then by the 5th or 6th round, he's going to bring it up. And it's either going to be the referee stops the fight and take too many punches, or the corner's going to throw in the towel because he has a career. He has a career at UFC.
Yeah.
If he knocks him out and embarrasses him too bad, he's going to be quiet. It's almost like having a Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Once you embarrass a fighter that much, their career is done.
I think Conor's next fight is against Paulie Malignaggi. That's the truth.
You know what? I was saying it to a friend of mine. What would be the greatest thing for this event?
I think
if they both come into the ring and like wrestling, you know what? Mayweather says tap out and Paulie comes in and shape.
For me, it's a no-brainer.
And that would be no. They do it this Saturday.
Yeah.
Paulie just comes in and say,
seriously.
"No, Mayweather's sick. I'm taking the fight."
Yeah.
And that would be a great revenge fight, but it's not going to happen.
Only if Conor has some good moments in the fight. That would make sense. If he gets totally embarrassed, people will be like that.
No, he doesn't want to box it. He's only coming in for the money.
Yeah.
And based on what they said about him, if he has a kick or a punch to the head, block, he doesn't care. If they take half his money, if you take half of $100 million, you still got $50 million.
And the taxes.
Yeah, but you're still going to make some money. So my prediction is this. Mayweather's going to take some shots to let the people go, oh, wow, it almost happened. He almost knocked him out. Just to make it exciting, he's going to work that body like he has never done before. He did it with Maidana. Maidana slowed down. Maidana is tireless. He slowed down for the 8th, 9th round of the second fight. Slowed him down, and then once he knows he's slow, he's going to bring it up to the head, and he's going to stop the fight because he's going to be doing combinations that Conor's never seen. MMA strikers do not know combinations like this.
I see that.
So I say Mayweather before the 9th round. He's going to be stopped by the referee, stopped by the corner. He's going to be taking too much punishment, and they want to save him because he's still young, and he has a career back at MMA. If they do it and he's bruised and he's beaten up, his dollar sign leaves us. It's going to be another Ronda Rousey. He's going to be. He still has his 2 belts. He has to go back and defend.
Yeah.
If he's bruised and cut and all broken up, he's going to take a year or 2 to get himself back, back into like fighting mode and get him back into the gym. So you say
Conor McGregor,
and I say Mayweather. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to make a gentleman's bet of $1.
Oh, thank God.
So we'll do a $1 bet. So you guys, I don't know if you had your predictions down, but you know what? How much time do we have, George?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. All right. I just want to thank all you guys. I know we got flies in here. I want to thank all you guys for listening. I love each and every one of you. Andre, I promise the next time we have our next one, we'll probably do another one before the Triple G fight.
Yeah, of course.
We thank all you guys for listening, and God bless you for being boxing fans, and we'll see you on the 26th. That's our show, Boxing Talk with Q&A. I'm the Q.
And I'm the A.
Quentin and Andre saying peace. Good night, y'all.
Y'all must have forgot.